My name is Pablo Alvarado. I am the co-executive director of Endilon, the National Day Labor Organizing Network, and I have the honor to work with Project Voice of the American Friends Service Committee for many, many, many years. And the contributions of Project Voice to the defense of immigrant day laborers is invaluable. The experiences that Project Voice has had has been disseminated in other places. There are many communities across this country that have rapid response networks based on the example that Project Voice has built. Also, the quality of the trainings on in terms of know your rights is because of Project Voice. It's always a challenge to make sure that when people come to the workshops and when people find themselves in circumstances where they have to use what they learn in the workshop setting, Project Voice has created perhaps the best methodology to do it. And I am so happy that Endilon and Project Voice have collaborated over the years. And we're so honored to work with Pedro and Project Voice.
Yeah, my name is Ramon Ramirez. I'm a longtime activist. I've been in Pecun since the founding. I'm one of the founders of Pecun, Pineros y Campesinos Unidos del Noroeste, which is Oregon's farm worker union. Yes, I'm here to show support for the Project Voices of the American Friends Service Committee. I'm doing this because I'm an active member of that group and the group that they formed, which is called the Willamette Valley Rapid Response Team. We have prepared many people to act in their own defense when confronted with a raid. And in one instance where in Woodburn, a family that had been to a training, a Know Your Rights training that we did in Woodburn, simply did not open the door. And ICE agents were really close to busting the door open. And the people just hid in their closet and started making phone calls to their relatives. They followed the training that we gave them, and they were able to save themselves. The popular education method that was used in this process and is still being used today, right, builds on people's experience. And so basically bringing people together to tell their stories, and then teaching people about what their constitutional rights are based on that experience, and doing a lot of role playing. And so all that, I believe, truly believe, that we have been able to save hundreds of people from deportations because they understand clearly what to do.
Hola, hello, my name is Samuel Davila, and I am a union labor organizer here in the state of Oregon, and also a community organizer. And one of the community organizers that we reached out to was Project Voice, Pedro Sosa. Very quickly he started working with us to assess our capacity, the type of things that we wanted to do in response to protecting immigrant rights, keeping families together, and we began the process of forming the Willamette Valley Rapid Response Collective. Pedro Sosa sat with us. He helped us put together a community forum. Well, we came together, and Pedro's methodology of using popular education, getting us to think critically about what our capacity is, what we wanted to do, learn from other communities, was instrumental. After the threat of an ICE raid at a nursery up in Canby, Pedro actually led the effort to make sense to the community what was happening in a very in a very grounded way, where he allowed people to think critically about what was happening, the immediate threat, and what they could do about it. The method that Pedro uses is popular education, and it's a method that allows people to think about their own problem and come up with their own solutions. I think that's been the biggest gift and the largest contribution by Project Voice. It's helped our community organize. It's helped our community defend itself.
My name is Leslie Horry. I live in the community of Forks, Washington, and we have a community group called Forks Human Rights Group. And we first met Pedro Sosa from American Friends Service Committee in early 2011, and he came out and did a rapid response training in our community. We had a good group of community members. We were just starting to see more and more activity with the Border Patrol in town. So they came out and gave us an idea of what we should document. While we were searching for the body, Border Patrol continued to try to intimidate the rest of our community by arresting them outside of the search site, north or south of town. And we were able to document, know what details, know what questions, know what photos to take. And it took a while, but maybe after 2 to 3 years, a formal complaint and a lawsuit, we actually did see a change in Border Patrol behavior. One of the things that's very special about Pedro and AFSC is that they have been an organization that has stayed with us over the years. And from being in a small community that is isolated and feeling like you're kind of attacked by Border Patrol, there's not a lot of people that stay with you and that continue to help over and over and over again. So that is also very important for our community and for the members to understand that they have power and that they can make a difference and that it's their words that are important.
My name's Tim Schechtel. I am from the Dalles, Oregon. I am a member of Gorge Ice Resistance, who demonstrates in front of NORCOR, which is the Northern Oregon Correctional Facilities in our town. We hold approximately 20 to 35 immigrants who are being detained by ICE in our public jail. I'm here to speak to the power and influence of Project Voice and how that has impacted our work in our community. And I had the opportunity to work with Pedro when he came to Hood River and the Dalles to conduct Know Your Rights training. The response from the community was very good. So there's been a lot going on and a lot of interaction between AFSC, the leaders of AFSC, primarily Pedro, with our groups in the Gorge. I just want to say a shout out to Pedro and all of his support team, his family, that he has impacted a great number of people and helped spiritually keep us all together in this fight. So.
Hi, my name is Pat Rumer. I'm a member of the AFSC West Region Executive Committee. The American Friends Service Committee decided to hold a vigil, a witness at the San Diego-Tijuana border on Human Rights Day, December 12th. Now Pedro, as the local organizer in Oregon, Washington, immediately organized a forum on the caravan. So in the end, there were 12 of us who traveled south. 2 days of training in terms of civil disobedience, nonviolent civil disobedience, an interfaith worship service. It was a powerful experience to show the brokenness of this immigration system and the injustice it does to human beings. Pedro's gift and experience is in popular education. And that really means that listening to the people who are affected and working with them to discern what it is they want, what they want to do. He came on the phone and said, this is the information I have. These are the needs. What do you feel that you want to do? And what are the skill sets and the gifts you can bring to this. But it's kind of bringing the communities together and letting the immigrant community lead the way. And that's what Pedro's gift is. So that's why I support Pedro Sosa and Project Voice.
Hi, I'm Kathy Kazee, and I'm the program coordinator with UNITE Center for Farm Worker Advocacy. UNITE is located in Medford, Oregon, and we have been serving the farm worker and immigrant community there since about 1996. So at that time, it was really necessary for us to try and train the community about knowing their rights, how to respond in an ICE raid, how to respond when they were being questioned by law enforcement. We've worked with American Friends Service Committee over the years on many successful projects, and we are pleased to be approached by Pedro to try and come to Medford and to train families in Southern Oregon about how to protect themselves in case of an ICE detention or an ICE raid. Thanks to Pedro's help, we've probably trained over 600 people in Know Your Rights trainings throughout the Rogue Valley. We began hearing that at some of the other meetings where they would be talking about immigrant rights, that parents actually would mention that they had already attended the Know Your Rights trainings and that they were practicing and trying to implement the practices at home, like if someone knocked on the door, that they wouldn't have the children answer. Just simple things like that that really could make a big impact on the lives of their family if indeed they were ever approached by ICE. Most recently, we've been assisting some Central American asylum seekers here in the Valley, and that's been a real positive point for our raids response team. So on behalf of UNITE, I would like to thank you, Pedro and Emiliana, and American Friends Service Committee for being there for our immigrants and for helping us build a strong movement here in the state of Oregon.
Hello, my name is Marta Calderon, and I am from the Corvallis School District, formerly from the Lebanon School District, where I had the pleasure of working with Pedro Sosa from American Friends Service Committee. And I gotta say, I was thoroughly impressed. And all the work that Pedro did in coming to our community in Lebanon, specifically to the school district to help support our families, specifically in times like this with the climate that we're dealing with politically, to be able to have someone to come in with such knowledge and such humility and be able to do popular education and support our families in showing them how to know your rights and forming a committee with rapid response and just being able to come together as a community united to really tackle the issues and being able to help support the families to not stay in that victim mentality, but to be able to say, I can do something, I can be part of change. One of the things to further explain about what we did at the rapid response, thanks to Pedro's leadership, is that we were able to engage and incorporate various of staff, not only the parents that came in to support and needed the support, but also to be able to engage and bring in staff members from the school district, administration, including our superintendent, who participated in the dialogue, who participated in the popular education tool sets that were set for us, who were totally in the moment and role-playing with us and just being part of the community. And for that, I am so thankful and grateful for Pedro, Project Voice, and American Friends Service Committee. I applaud every single one of you out here who is supporting this cause. Such tremendous need out there in this world, and we need you to continue to help support Pedro Sosa and the work that we're doing with the American Friends Service Committee. Thank you, everybody.
De Cojutepeque, volcán de Izalco y lago de Ilopango, toreadas de cocoto, tamales con café, atol de chuco, pupusas de Lorolempa y los chorizos de Cojutepeque. Volcán de Izalco y lago de Ilopango, toreadas de cocoto, tamales con café, atol de chuco.